What if the thing you've been crying about every single night, the problem that has kept you awake, the door that keeps closing in your face, the dream that everyone told you was too big, too late, too far, what if that very thing is about to become the greatest miracle of your entire life? What if Allah has been watching every single tear you've cried, counting every single prayer you've made in the darkest hour of your night, and He is right now, at this very moment, preparing something so beautiful, so powerful, so perfectly designed for you, that when it finally arrives, you will fall in prostration and cry, not from pain, but from absolute gratitude. What if the only thing standing between you and your miracle is your belief that it's impossible? Because I need you to understand something today that will change everything. Allah does not know the word impossible. He never has. He never will. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear today will shatter every limitation you've placed on your Lord's power forever. What if everything you thought was over was actually just beginning? What if the closed door, the failed marriage, the lost job, the diagnosis that shook your world, the dream that crumbled before your very eyes, what if none of that was the end of your story, but rather the most powerful setup for the greatest chapter Allah has ever written in your life? I want you to think about something deeply today. Think about the moments in your life when you looked at your situation and said, this is finished. This cannot change. There is no way out. There is no hope left. And I want to ask you a question that should shake every single cell in your body. Who told you that? Who gave you that information? Which human being, which doctor, which bank statement, which court order has the authority to tell you what Allah cannot do? Because the moment you believe something is impossible, you have placed a limitation on the most limitless being in existence. And that, my brothers and sisters, is the greatest tragedy a believer can fall into. We live in a world that trains us to think in terms of what we can see. If the money isn't in the account, the situation is hopeless. If the doctor shakes his head, the case is finished. If the relationship is broken beyond what human hands can fix, we bury it and walk away. We have been so deeply trained by the systems of this world, by the logic of human limitation, that we have forgotten, we have dangerously forgotten, that we belong to a creator who operates completely outside the boundaries of what we can see, touch, measure, or calculate. Allah, Al-Qadir, the all-powerful, Al-Qahar, the irresistible, Al-Fattah, the opener of all doors. These are not just beautiful Arabic words we recite. These are descriptions of a being whose power is so vast, so infinite, so absolutely beyond human comprehension that the entire universe, every galaxy, every star, every atom exists only because He wills it to exist. And the moment He stops willing it, it disappears. Just like that, gone, as if it never was. Now if that same being, the one who holds every galaxy in place without a single pillar, if that same being is your Lord, your Rabb, your Creator, who knows you by name, who counted every hair on your head, who recorded every heartbeat before you were even born, then tell me, with all the sincerity in your heart, what exactly is impossible for Him when it comes to your situation? Your rent, your healing, your marriage, your child who has gone astray, your visa, your business that collapsed, your reputation that was destroyed, your heart that feels like it will never love again. None of it, not a single thing is beyond Him. And I want to take you somewhere that most people only read about but never truly feel in their bones. I want to take you to the life of Ibrahim, Khalilullah, the friend of Allah. This man was thrown into a fire, not a small flame, a fire so enormous, so intense, that the people who threw him in had to use a catapult, because they couldn't even get close enough to do it themselves. By every single law of physics, by every single rule of logic and science, Ibrahim should have been ash in seconds. The fire was real, the heat was real, the danger was absolutely real. But here is what most people miss. The fire was also created by Allah. The very element that was meant to destroy Ibrahim was a creation that could only do what its creator permitted it to do. And Allah simply said to the fire, be cool, be safe for Ibrahim. And the fire obeyed instantly, without argument, without negotiation. Because creation has no choice but to obey its creator. Now I want you to sit with that for a moment. The thing in your life that is burning you right now, the situation that feels like it is consuming everything you have, it too is a creation of Allah. It too can only do what He permits. And the moment He says to your difficulty, enough, it will stop. Just as the fire stopped for Ibrahim. Not because Ibrahim was superhuman, but because Ibrahim had superhuman trust in his Lord. That is the secret. That is the hidden treasure buried inside every trial, every hardship, every moment of darkness. The secret is not in the miracle itself. The secret is in the level of your certainty that the miracle is possible. And now I want to bring you to something even more personal. Something that connects directly to your daily life, your daily struggles, your daily prayers that sometimes feel like they are bouncing off the ceiling. Dua, the most criminally underestimated act in the life of a believer. We make dua like we are filling out a form and hoping the government processes it. We make dua like we are leaving a voicemail and wondering if anyone will call back. We make dua as if it is a last resort when everything else has failed. But listen carefully to what dua actually is. Dua is a direct, unfiltered, uninterrupted connection to the Lord of the worlds. There is no secretary, there is no waiting room, there is no on hold music. The moment you raise your hands, the moment your heart turns to Him, the moment the words leave your lips or even just your heart, He hears, He responds, He engages. Al-Mujib, the one who always responds. He responds, not maybe, not sometimes, not when He's in the mood, always. And His response is always one of three things. He gives you exactly what you asked for, or He replaces it with something better because He can see what you cannot, or He stores the reward for you in a form that will make you wish you had more problems in this world just so you could have more rewards in the next. Any one of those three is a win. Any one of those three is mercy. Any one of those three is proof that your dua was never wasted, not a single word of it. But here is where the battle really is. Here is where most believers lose the fight before it even begins. It is not in the making of dua. It is in what happens after the dua is made. Patience. Sabr, the bridge between your prayer and your miracle. Yunus alayhi salam was in the belly of a whale. Let that image live in your mind for a moment. In the stomach of a massive creature at the bottom of a dark ocean. No light, no air as we know it, no human help possible, no rescue team, no emergency services, no way out by any human calculation whatsoever. And yet he prayed. In that darkness, in that impossibility, he turned to Allah and he said, La ilaha illa anta subhanahu, inni kuntu mina zalimin. There is no God but you. Glory be to you. Indeed, I was among the wrongdoers. That was it. That was the key that opened the impossible door. Not a lengthy, complicated dua. Not a list of achievements and reasons why he deserved rescue. Just pure, raw, honest acknowledgement of Allah's greatness and his own human weakness. And Allah responded. The whale released him. The ocean cooperated. The shore received him. And on that shore, Allah grew a tree over him to give him shade and comfort and healing. Not only was he rescued from the impossible situation, Allah then added comfort and care on top of the rescue. Because that is who Allah is. He doesn't just save you, He restores you. He doesn't just pull you out of the darkness, He gives you light on the other side that is brighter than anything you ever had before. But Yunus had to stay in that whale long enough for the miracle to manifest. He had to remain in his dua. He had to remain in his faith. He had to remain in his certainty. And that is the test. Not just to believe in Allah's power when things are going well, but to maintain that belief when the whale has swallowed you whole. Now I want to address something that is perhaps the most painful part of this entire conversation. And it is the moment when we look at others receiving their miracles while we are still waiting for ours. Someone else got married. Someone else got the job. Someone else got healed. Someone else's business took off. And you are still here, still waiting, still praying, still hoping, still fighting to keep the faith alive in your chest when everything around you seems to say, it's not your turn. Maybe it never will be. I want you to hear this with every fiber of your being. Allah's plans are not a competition. His mercy is not a limited resource that runs out. His ability to bless is not a pie where someone else getting a slice means there is less for you. When Allah decides it is your time, nothing in the universe can delay it. Not the economy, not your past mistakes, not what people said about you, not the doors that slammed in your face, nothing. But, and this is crucial, you must keep showing up. You must keep praying. You must keep making effort. You must keep your door of hope open so that when His blessing arrives, it has somewhere to enter. The farmer who wants the harvest does not sit inside his house and wait for wheat to appear on his table. He prepares the soil. He plants the seed. He waters consistently. He protects the crop. And then he trusts Allah for the rain. Tawakkul is not laziness dressed in religious clothing. Tawakkul is maximum effort followed by maximum trust. And I want to come to something that perhaps nobody talks about enough. The names of Allah, Al-Asma al-Husna, the 99 beautiful names. Because understanding who Allah is, really understanding it, not just reciting the names but feeling their weight, changes everything about how you approach your problems. When you say Ya Razzaq, oh the provider, and you are struggling financially, you are not just saying a word. You are calling upon the one whose treasury never decreases no matter how much he gives. The one who provides for every creature in every ocean, every forest, every desert, every city. The one who sends provision to the worm inside the rock and the eagle at the peak of the mountain. Do you honestly believe that this being Al-Razzaq cannot provide for you? When you say Ya Shafi, or the healer, and someone you love is sick, you are not just hoping. You are connecting to the one who created the human body in such miraculous complexity that science is still discovering new things about it every single year. The one who knows every cell, every nerve, every system of that body better than any doctor who ever lived. The one who gave the medication its healing property in the first place. Do you honestly believe he cannot heal? When you say Ya Jabbar, or the restorer of what is broken, and your heart is shattered, your family is torn apart, your situation feels beyond repair, you are reaching out to the one whose specialty is fixing what human hands have broken beyond fixing. Al-Jabbar doesn't just patch things up, he restores them to something greater than they were before the breaking. This is who you are praying to. This is who hears you. This is who responds to you. Let that settle into every corner of your heart and watch how your entire perspective shifts. And finally, I want to address the voice. The voice that every single one of us hears at our weakest moments. The voice that whispers, it's too late for you. You've made too many mistakes. You've asked too many times. You've broken too many promises to Allah. You've waited too long. The window has closed. Give up. That voice has a name. And it is not from Allah. Because Allah's voice, the voice of the Quran, the voice of His revelation says something completely different. It says, say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful. All sins, not most, not some, not the minor ones, all. Which means, no matter where you are right now, no matter what you have done, no matter how many times you have failed, no matter how long you have been away, the door is open. It was never closed on you. You just believed the wrong voice. Turn back. Right now, in whatever condition you are in, turn back to the one who created you specifically for His mercy, specifically for His love, specifically for His care. And watch, just watch, what He does with the broken pieces of your life. When you hand them back to the one who made you, nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible for Allah. Today we covered 6 powerful realities that every believer must carry in their heart like a shield. We established that Allah's omnipotence has no ceiling, no boundary, no expiration date. We learned that tawakkul is not passive waiting, but active trust after full effort. We discovered that dua is the most direct line of communication to the most powerful being in existence, and it is never wasted, never ignored, never lost. We walked through the lives of the prophets and saw Allah's portfolio of the impossible made possible, not for superhuman beings, but for human beings who chose superhuman faith. We understood that sabr is not weakness, but the very bridge that connects our darkest moment to our greatest miracle. And we broke the prison of limited thinking by connecting to the beautiful names of Allah and truly feeling the weight of who it is that hears our prayers. The only thing left to do is believe it, not just with your mind, but with your heart, with your actions, with your continued dua in the dark, with your refusal to give up when everyone else has walked away, with your absolute certainty that the one who created you from nothing can most certainly rebuild you from anything. Nothing is impossible for Allah, and you are His servant. That makes you capable of receiving miracles beyond your imagination. That is the secret. That is the hidden treasure buried inside every trial, every hardship, every moment of darkness. The secret is not in the miracle itself. The secret is in the level of your certainty that the miracle is possible. And now I want to bring you to something even more personal. Something that connects directly to your daily life, your daily struggles, your daily prayers that sometimes feel like they are bouncing off the ceiling. Dua, the most criminally underestimated act in the life of a believer. We make dua like we are filling out a form and hoping the government processes it. We make dua like we are leaving a voicemail and wondering if anyone will call back. We make dua as if it is a last resort when everything else has failed.